yeah. Step onto the playground, feel the energy.
All right, welcome to the podcast playground where podcasters come to play. Today, my guest is no other than Blue. She is an author and a writer. So welcome, Blue,
Hello.
to the playground.
Thank you for having me.
And I am so glad you decided to reach out and join. You are by far my first writer on the playground.
Awesome.
So thank you for coming.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Tell me, who is Blue?
A lover of animals, nature, a writer, and a college student.
Okay. Kind of like a hodgepodge of creativeness because, got your soft side, then you got your creativeness. So what inspired you to want to write?
So growing up, I used to write a lot of like poetry or poems, and that just kind of stuck with me. I kind of fell off and stopped writing as much, but once I went through a tough relationship, I kind of needed an outlet to process it, and then that's when I started writing again and created the book.
Oh, man. So tell us a little bit about your book.
So my book explores themes of betrayal, heartbreak, a restraining order, chaos, toxicity, things like that. But the person I end up finding healing. So it explores different types of pain.
So you go through different realms of emotions throughout the book.
Yes.
And is that what inspired you to create the book?
Yeah, like I said, I needed an outlet. Like I was in deep pain, so I needed some way to express that pain. So that's when I started writing all of my feelings and ended up creating the book, Southern Heart Stone Men.
Oh, man. Well, I can tell you, taking that journey, writing that book, what made you say, now I want to share it?
I didn't want, like, the partner that I was dealing with, I didn't want his perspective to overshadow my perspective. Because, they say it's three sides to every story.
Correct.
One person's side, the other person's side, and the truth. And somehow along the way, it's his side, my side, and it is the truth. So I just didn't want my perspective to get thrown off.
Okay. So you wanted to make sure that you had your say. And in that aspect, you wrote and authored your own book from your point of view. Now, are you going to write more?
I get that question a lot. If it comes to it, I will, because like I said, I do love and enjoy writing. But right now, I'm just focused on promoting that book.
Now, I remember you told me that you're also into poetry.
I am into poetry.
Now, have you ever thought about publishing any of your poetry?
In my journal, I do have a lot of different scripts that I've written. I would publish it. Maybe in the near future, I'm open to it.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, after I did look at your book, I went on Amazon and I didn't see it, but then I went to Google.
Okay.
And I found it in Barnes & Noble. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I can't relate, but I do like the fact that you put yourself out there in such a vulnerable way just to tell your story. And I do believe that some of the comments were like, this book helped me. I can see myself in there. So you're reaching out to other ladies, because the comments were from ladies, that can relate to what you were going through. So you're helping them by publishing your book.
And I love that I am doing that. I didn't think, because I thought like, if you put out the way my book tells it, if I put out something so vulnerable like that, it's easy for people to judge and comment negatively on certain situations that they wasn't even involved in. But I am glad it is reaching other women and helping other women.
Well, like I said, I'm glad you did it. As a father of two, if they ever needed that outlet, just like you took that journey, wrote your book. If they ever needed that outlet, you just made a way for young ladies to put their side out there.
I did. Yeah, thank you.
So, hey, kudos to that.
Yeah, because I feel like also in this world, there's fines or whatever. You can get in trouble for physically assaulting someone, but there's nothing for emotional pain. You can't call the police and say, I'm in deep pain. You know what I mean? So I feel like...
Yeah, because it's hard to arrest deep pain.
Exactly. But it's like, I feel like there should be laws like, if somebody potentially used you or dragged you through the mud, or you know what I mean, exploited you in a certain type of way. I feel like there should be, the legal enforcement investigate other things. They can investigate whether someone intentionally did something. They could put fines on them, have the person, it's different, like, how can I say it? Different routes you can go to
make yourself whole again.
Yeah, like they can put fines on someone, not necessarily arrest them, but have them go to therapy, have them put a public apology out on social media. It's just different routes they can go. And then some people, I actually told that to some family members before, and they actually thought I sounded crazy, but it's just like they're not in my shoes, because people, like, emotional pain is real. You know, there's a song called 911 by Wyclef Jean, I think that's how you pronounce his name. On the surface, it sounds like he's been shot physically and need help. Right. But he's really describing a metaphor for being emotional pain. And there's no, like, you know what I mean? They basically like, well, you got to deal with that on your own. But I feel like people should take accountability if they're putting other people through that. Think about all the people that got arrested for acting physically on their emotional pain. Whether it's, you know, killing someone based off their pain, someone should be accountable for that. They should have laws in place for that.
Like I said, no form of abuse, whether it's emotional or physical, is ever good.
Yeah.
But I am glad to see that you took your journey of healing to make it back enough to author a book.
Yeah.
And now you're helping other people. So, like I said before, congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
Now you can go to Barnes & Noble and get it. You can get the audio. In case you don't read, you can still get the audio version.
Yes.
For those folks like myself, because I ain't trying to read 67 pages or 57 pages. I'm not trying to do it. I'm going to have to listen while I'm doing something else. So you put it out in both forms. So thank you.
Yeah, it's on Amazon, Walmart, Barnes & Nobles, Everin, platforms like that. Apple Books, it's on all those other platforms.
So I suggest y'all run out and get that, because you never know. You never know.
And I made it short on purpose. It's not like, you know, some people get lost in long books, or they see how long it is and be like, you know what?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I made it short, like, as my debut book. I made it short on purpose so it can be read like a journal. I wanted you to feel it, like actually feel it. So it's not that long. 60 pages isn't that long. It is, I believe, 4 or 5 chapters in it, but it's not that long.
Well, it's definitely, like I said before, it's definitely a good read if you gone down that road and you see yourself in it. Because like I said, I was reading the comments, because, you know, I can't relate, but I can definitely say that reading the comments, there were ladies that were relating to it, and they were saying thank you for, you know, writing the book, and I could see myself in this book. Yeah. Because there are people going through it.
It is. And the person, the abuser, we're talking about emotional right now, because there's complexities to the human heart. It really is. And, you know, a lot of people go through that, and the abuser get to walk away untouched, telling his side of the story like he's a saint, or she. Even there's female that are emotional abusers as well. So they walk around, you know.
Yeah, they play the game, and both sides play it, but they play the game, and then they play victim at the end. Exactly,
that's the thing. And then you like, because like I said, the restraining, it talks about the restraining or the no contact order of the case. You know, people have a way of making themselves look like they're the victim and they needed protection, even though they were the abuser, the
aggressor.
The aggressor, yeah.
Well, like I said before, between you taking the time to write the book, taking the time to knock out your poetry. So what are you up to now?
Right now, I'm focused on my college work. I'm also still focusing on promoting my book because I wanted to reach more people. I think I've had 2 sales in Germany. 2 sales might not be as much right now, but...
Oh, no, but the fact that it's hitting overseas,
yeah,
that's a big accomplishment.
DC. So I'm just focused on college work and promoting my book right now.
Well, that's awesome. So do me a favor, look into your camera, and then tell them where they can... Tell them how to get your book.
You guys can get my book from Walmart, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, Everin, Amazon, and there's both paperback versions available and ebook versions available.
Man, you did the darn thing. Like I said, I love the fact that you did the ebook because that's about my speed after reading all them technical books. I ain't trying to read nothing else. I really don't want to read the technical books, but
Yeah.
that's for work. So, thank you. And
And
thank
I
you.
also did this because my grandmother passed away. So it's a dedication chapter dedicated to her in that book as well. So, yeah.
Then you said, you know what? I'm going to dedicate a section to my grandmother. You put a lot of thought, a lot of hard thought into it.
I did. I needed everything intentional.
So how long did it take you to write the book?
So it took me let's see, my grandmother passed it took me about 3.5, 4 months to write it, give or take.
And then what made you decide that now that you wrote it, what made you decide that I think I'm going to go publish it?
Well, it actually took me a month to decide if I was going to, like I had it finished for a month, but I was debating on whether I wanted to put that out there because like I said, people judge things that they don't know. And, I was kind of debating going back and forth with myself about that, but I really thought about my grandmother and how the situation that I was involved with took so much time away from my focus because my grandmother is my best friend. So it's like when you get in something so toxic, you kind of vanish from what's important to you sometimes and then focus on what's in front of you. So I kind of was like, I just want to put my story out there. Regardless if I get judged or not, I know my grandmother would be proud of me, so I just went ahead and did it. And plus, I felt like I said, I didn't want my truth. It's easy to label someone crazy or unstable, but I didn't want that label on me. I wanted my side told in case anyone, his family, anyone read it.
Right. You just want to be able to put your truth out there. His truth is his truth, and let the world decide.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you had to live it, so it doesn't matter how people respond to it because you came through it, and now you're stronger for it. And I wouldn't wish that you had to go through it again.
Thanks to Jesus, yes.
Yeah. So now you know what signs to look for. Hey, look, this was not healthy. You found you a wonderful outlet because now you could write multiple books. You already know the process, and when you do, I would definitely love to have you back on.
Yeah, of course.
So we can talk about your new book whenever you're ready, and you get out there and knock it out. Talk about your new book, and I tell you what social media outlets can they find you on?
Well, I have Facebook is Blue Bristol, and then my Instagram account is Jax Blue with 3 E's at the end.
All right. So y'all heard her. Don't sleep on it. Hit her up. And don't pretend like y'all be just listening to the video. Actually follow and then listen to the video. I know how y'all be playing.
Yeah.
So, as always, thank you for coming on the playground.
Yeah, thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
All right.